Make no mistake, the Trump base will put all of their efforts and money and challenge these GOP sellouts. MAGA activists plot. Oh shit, I ain't even peeped that. So this is the group that I've been a part of for a bit, just monitoring like how crazy Trump is getting. As you can see, I'm going. The Trump base will put all their efforts and money to challenge these GOP sellouts. So now it's Democrats and the GOP that are not on the Trump side. So what do you call the Trump supporters? Trumpists? Cultists? MAGA heads? I know. I've got a great one. Fascists. Let's try that. So the fascists want to bring about fascism. MAGA activists plot revenge on Republican traitors. Wow. Holy shit. Why does Facebook keep posting Biden is the 46th president? You repeat a lie, it becomes truth. Just say no to illegitimate Joe, official embarrassment of the United States of America. Yes, and Biden's still planning to be inaugurated. Seems to be what Trump has been hoping. Brainwashing, exactly. It's crazy, bro. You need to analyze these people. Of course I am. Of course I'm gonna.
How is flicking a hat racist?
My answer to this has changed. Originally, I was like, it's association. Didn't used to fucking mean anything. But when you say some racist shit and then do that, it's associating that thing that you said with that motion. You're appropriating that symbol. This didn't used to mean anything until the Nazis used it, and now you associate that motion with the Nazis. And if you do that in public, you justifiably get hit in the ear. Somebody recently pointed out, as we all know, this has recently been appropriated with white power. WP. Congrats. So guess what you're doing when you do this? That's fucking racist. And you should stop. Unless that is what you're trying to do. In which case, by all means, continue to out yourself. And if you do it again in public, you might get hit in the nose.
How is this racist? How is flicking a hat racist?
My answer to this has changed.
I like that. I like that. Thank you, Eddie, for sharing that. I like that. I fuck with that heavy. And now you saw a comment on the side of that which is like, well, I guess anybody who appropriates anything is no. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Sorry. I'll say it again. Doing those things doesn't inherently make you a racist. It's you appropriating that culture for a certain degree of intimidation and or fear. If I do that, you know me, everybody knows me, so I'm able to defend myself and saying I'm making a mockery of that. But the same thing with fake news, alternative facts, all that, those things aren't inherently racist. They're being adopted by racist people. So if you bring it up in the middle of a conversation with a bunch of white supremacists, bunch of Proud Boys, bunch of this, bunch of that, and you're like, yeah, that's cool, then you are in effect legitimizing their want to make that a racial statement, if that makes sense to you. And if it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry. I tried my hardest. I really did. I tried my hardest. But that's how that goes. That's how that goes. So going further down, if you want a good one, there was a post about somebody's more telling family goodbye in case they die trying to capture DC. Okay, I got to see this now. It's MAGA reading time. Let's go. Oh, that's a little broke. Okay, sorry. I'll fix that for you guys. That's a little broke there. Today I had the very difficult conversation with my children. That daddy might not come home from DC. As a veteran, this is always something you are prepared to discuss, but it never comes easy. Today, I booked my flight to the East Coast. On January 6th, I will stand up with my fellow Americans, demand justice. When I joined the Army, I swore to defend my country from all enemies, both foreign and domestic. Today, we face a multitude of enemies that would have us bow down and surrender our rights. Not today, not ever. For those of you watching all this unfold from the sidelines, know that I harbor no ill feelings, but it is best you pay attention. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. What is this corny shit you saying? Shut up. I had to talk with my husband too. He's not a fighter, but I am. He's not happy and he's going with me. But I told him that if I say go and leave me behind, that he must. Who the fuck is gonna kill you over something that you're making up yourself? What the fuck is wrong with you? No questions asked. I look forward to standing with you on the front lines. If it came down to it, I wouldn't think twice about dying just so my family and friends could live free. Yo, when Biden becomes president and like 6 months into it, nothing happens, I'm gonna be like, LOL, gotcha. LOL, gotcha. I told my mom goodbye today. I said I had a good life and I have no kids, no husband. I told her I wanted to be peaceful, but if our leaders do the wrong thing and we have to storm the Capitol, I'm gonna do it. They published 4 minutes and 43 seconds. With the other 35 minutes, Rasberg is a political hack who doesn't care about election integrity, nor does he care about telling the entire story. Release the full tape. Jason Miller, Trump 2020 senior advisor. The full call is here, and while I have your attention, pay your child support. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yo, it's like the Area 51 raid, except dumb. So, civil discourse. Civil discourse. So let's talk about civil fucking discourse. This is going to be a painful one for me to go through because at this point in time, I'm exhausted, I am tired, and this shit is bothering me. Because I'm breaking down this Republican shit step by step, and it's really hard to do so. He asked a real question. I wonder who laughed reacted. I know who it was. Yeah. That's my boy. That's my boy. If there's indeed voter fraud, then give up the seats you picked in the House and that you kept in the Senate because people voted on those same ballots. It's common sense. How can you possibly rig the presidential election and not the rest? Objecting to certification will not change the result or the outcome. So what exactly is the goal here? I wonder how the hell some of these people get elected. We've been saying that here. Like, that's just obvious. Why would I rig one set of this election and not the entirety of the rest of it? At least one. At least one part of it. At least slip in another Ilhan Omar in there. At least one of them, you know? Bro, the problem with your second sentence is common sense. These people have lost all of it. He's not wrong. He's not fucking wrong. Yes, it baffles me that all of these new elected Congress members are objectifying to certify the same votes that elected them. Like, so people put your name down on the ballot, that's cool, but people didn't put the president's name down on the ballot, and that's bad? That doesn't make sense. Just disqualify the whole thing and watch you lose all the election, all of your elections. Watch you lose them. That, in effect, is saying the only votes that are valid are the ones that had our name on it and President Trump's. Anybody else's, no. They can't have it both ways. If voting for the presidency is fraud, so is the election for the Senate. It's voting against yourself. So here comes the beautiful segment that I'm going to call, ooh, nice zooming on the lips. Please, Daddy Trump, give me some Trump, but I need the Trump juice. Daddy, I need the Trump juice. Please, give me the Trump juice. I need it so bad. Please, I need you, Daddy Trump. Like, y'all idolizing. Could you pick any human being? Like, if this was a Ben Shapiro push for president, I wouldn't even be half as mad. Because at least that man talking. At least that man talking. The old bumbling asshole, and we're sitting here having to literally defend this shit like it's real, son. Holy shit. Holy shit. Like, no way. No way. Yo. I just... Actually, I just wanted to let you guys know that there was one House member from Pennsylvania who actually did risk his narrow race in the lawsuit that got dismissed by the Supreme Court regarding how the PA elections were held. I find it a little hard to understand this, since the Trump team and Republican elected members are alleging voter fraud that benefited Biden and hurt Trump and fellow Republicans that lost their races, not them since they won. Surprising that there have been similar allegations from the Democratic side. If there were, then you would be right. Also, keep in mind that there's still a risk for them to lose their seats in the election if the elections in certain states are declared invalid by a court, if all of the evidence is shown on 1/6. I love conservative MAGA chuds that keep moving the goalposts. First, it was the day after the election. Then it was the week after the election. Then it was 2 weeks. Then it was 3 weeks. Then it was a month. Then it was on December 21st when the Congress ratifies whatever. And then it's January 6th. And then it'll be on Inauguration Day. And then it'll be a year from now. And then it'll be 2 years. See, I told you guys it was the truth. Obvious fucking dumb chud shit. Pet the chud. Please pet the chud. Oh my God, it's just so nauseating. How do you work as hard as you do to do this shit, and then say this with your whole chest like you think you know what's going on here? They should want that result. So obviously, my man's spitting the real facts, the real truth, the real shit. If you look at why, this is the biggest goalpost move I've ever seen in my life. If you look at the reasons why Trump supporters and lawyers not affiliated with Trump's campaign have lost those cases, it's on procedural grounds like lack of standing or time base, meaning they sued too late. It's not based on the evidence, as the majority of cases did not get to the discovery phase. Goalposts are heavy. Do your arms hurt? Because my arms hurt. I can see your arms hurting here. A little pimple on this, a little crack on this head. Moving the goalposts must suck. I get it. Like I'd feel in pain too if you had to keep moving the fucking goalposts so hard. But oh my God, seek help, professional help. So if you guys don't know, there was this guy I used to argue with on Facebook. His name was Isaiah Gilliard. This is our new Isaiah for right now. This is the Isaiah Gilliard like segment of people. So he says some bullshit. Since the courts failed them, that's when the hearings took place in front of the state legislatures. Watch those hearings if you want to see the evidence. It's about 20 or so hours long. Most of the evidence is based on witnesses and statistical and numerical evidence. Mind you, he's not bringing up, he tags GA, but doesn't bring up the guy in GA who sat there with a fucking billboard. What up, Yardtep? Sat there with the fucking billboard and literally shit on everybody. That was the greatest thing I ever watched. Too many people do not believe this election was held with honesty. Do not believe that this election was held with honesty and transparency. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I think you'll be right unless some major news breaks out. The hard evidence is shown, like emails, phone calls, stuff like that. It's going to be so disappointing, and I'm going to lament in your tears when nothing happens. I'm making my stream a promise right now. I'm going to literally post over and over and over and over again. LOL, you lost. LOL, you lost. LOL. Like, I'm going hard. I don't care if I lose a friend for this. I understand that, but my point is keep it consistent. The Trump campaign has made this swing state change procedures like the election to deal with the pandemic. Many states changed their procedures, but he won those states, so it's not an issue. So why are they only filing in states that he lost in? I'm not even going to read the rest of the conversation because that's the obvious truth. Why isn't he saying that the election in the states that he won in are fraudulent as well? Maybe a Democrat stole a seat there or a seat there. Like he's not even remotely mentioning that. I get what you're saying, but wouldn't you also have to ask why aren't the Democrats and Joe Biden arguing and alleging the same fraud in the states you mentioned? Because there's no fucking fraud. Like you are there. You are at the point. You are like walking up to the thing, and you don't see it. And you don't see it. And you don't see it. And you don't. How do you not see it? How do you not? Oops, sorry. How do you not see that? While the focus of the Trump legal team is on the biggest counties, the other evidence provided covers the entire state since its election data and statistics. If you watch the hearings, you wouldn't agree with your statement about there being no widespread voter fraud. Yeah, I'm going to argue that the DOJ, FBI, CIA, all them, they were just all lying. I know. I know for a fact that they stole it. I read it on legal.net. I'm not gonna bring legal into this legal school. I read it on freedompatriot.usa/no COVID. Like that's where I read that shit. There's videos and photos of backup with this saying, you do know that the FBI found 500,000 fake ballots for Biden, right? Or that they raided a home in Arizona and seized USB sticks and laptops regarding the election. Please research it for yourself. Hold on. We're going to Google this because Google is our friend. Subscribe to continue reading. So you know what we got to do. We got to go into an incognito window. Do it there. No, that did not happen. He said the FBI found 500,000 fake ballots for Biden, right? Oh, I wasn't even going to comment on this shit, but I'm on stream now, so you know we got to do the live dissertations. I mean, why would Biden and his team fan the flame of the... Yeah, go talk your shit. Talk your shit, bro. Talk your shit. You want Biden and his team to say this fraud because the Trump team says so? Where did they find those 500,000 fake ballots? And I'm assuming all of them were for Biden, right? The FBI is on record that they found no evidence of widespread voter fraud that could change the outcome of the election. So the Department of Justice, so the Cyber Security Infrastructure Agency, no election is perfect. There was outliers. Talk your shit. Thank you, Rational. Basically, the Trump team and his allies have evidence the Department of Justice and the FBI couldn't find. The same way I said Tim Pool. How could you not find the full phone call when it's there? Like a simple 3 Google search 18 seconds. My chat with 7 people found that shit and we went through it. And Tim Pool with 3.6 million followers couldn't find it? You're lying to me. We don't even know what DOJ or FBI have since they're still doing active investigations. No, they concluded it. And like he's lying to himself. That's so bad. Like seek help, brother. Seek help, brother. Seek help. Yo, Yartep, you still here? Yartep, Mr. Yartep, you still here? I'm going to do you a favor real quick because I need more. Congratulations. For those of you who don't know what I just did, Yartep is now a mod. I could use a good 1 or 2 mods per stream because I still do get like shitty people inside of it from now and again. Whoo! Anyway, so yeah, we were talking about this. Trump has been saying that mail-in ballots would be subject to massive fraud even before the election, after the election, that there's widespread voter fraud is going to focus on him. There were losing Republicans who did concede the losses either. Oh my God. So yes, and not you, Hot Pocket. I'm going to need a little bit more from you. I'm going to need a little bit more from you before I make you a mod. You support, I appreciate it, but these is long-time homies. These is other streamers. Can't be handing out that shit to everybody who checks out the stream. But yeah, like, yo, okay. So, he says some dumb shit here. Sorry, I'm losing track of it because my ADHD is kicking in. And I just want to talk. They were losing. Let me flash that real quick. Okay. I guess I gotta check that message real quick. Sorry, guys. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. They were losing, blah, blah, blah. I explained your last sentence in my first response. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Looking forward to ending the political theater. And once we're all find out who's getting sworn in on January 20th. It's because you won't let it go. That's why we don't know who's going to get sworn in, because you motherfuckers won't let it go. Hopefully this is the last time we do universal mail-in ballots. No, that should be a standard. You mail-in ballots forever. Like, why are we using an archaic system of going out and voting? We should have a full like election month. People vote, people from the comfort of their home, sign that shit, mail it off, and go out with their day. They wouldn't need a fucking break off from work. They wouldn't need to stand in lines for 4 to 6 hours a day, for 4 to 8 hours a day. I remember people were standing in line for 6 a.m. They wouldn't need to do all that shit. And he said the real shit. Yeah, we wouldn't have had to do universal mail-in ballots if the administration tried to contain coronavirus, and they failed at that. Many Americans from all parties did not feel comfortable or safe to go out and vote in person amidst the pandemic, as the government failed to put measures to control on the federal, states, and local level. So that was the remedy for that, and I agree that it is to date and applies to today. They haven't found evidence of widespread fraud because there's none. In order to have widespread fraud, it needs to be coordinated in all states, and that's just not the case. We talked about this before when it came to Tom Scott. We're bringing up his name yet again, and how Tom Scott was like picking out that, you know, if you really want to have election fraud, it requires like rapid scales of who you'd have to convince. Like the paper trail, the word trail, the people trail, way too fucking long. Way too long. Way too long for you to be able to pull that shit off accurately. That's yummy. I wish I could tell you what was in it. It's it's juice. Oh my God. So yeah, objecting tomorrow will only slow down the inevitable. Let's connect tomorrow at the end of the day and see what evidence they bring forth. My man calling them out. This is the part that got me pissed off. I will say I enjoy the civil discourse we're having, even if I do not agree with some things. It is healthy to get into a place where we have an open discussion without trading insults and belittle one another. As a country, we need to get to that place. I like Barry. I like Barry. Barry's a longtime friend of mine. But this civil discourse is about what, though? What is that about? It's directly denying reality. Like, I'm happy that you two can be civil, but one guy wants civil war while one guy wants peace. I really don't see how you chatting it up with him. How do you contain a virus that spreads on surfaces and lives for quite some time, depending on the type of surface, in the air and by touch? The answer is you can't. If you take a look at the spread, the density suffered in the worst because not enough space and everything is squeezed in comparison to suburbs more spread out. You could try to slow the spread by locking everything down and shutting down business for a virus with the 99. They never talk about infection rate. They talk about survival. That's how you know it's bullshit. The spread, at least in New York, was at its worst in April and May 2020, was when we were in lockdown. The fear-mongering worked very well to push mail-in vibes. Very pretty. Jimmy Carter was masked for back in the 2000s. Yeah, which is their shut up. What dividing Americans is the MSN and Trump's rhetoric battle with them going back and forth as well with political theory. These are real reasons. I'm not guaranteeing anything tomorrow who's going to win. Just tune in tomorrow and watch for yourself live on C-SPAN. Since that's the safest place. Albeit the most boring to watch it on. I urge you to please do that. He's a fucking chud. Like you are. I've asked him to debate me so many fucking times and I'm still opening the floor to him. That's why these people don't want to do live debates. They don't want to do any research. They want things that just further their own narrative because they feel in their little safe space and that's how they want to do it. That's bullshit. He's lying. That's a straight up lie. I'm not even going to go any further with that. I agree with you that we need to return to having civil discourse. What we need is to tone things down. No insults, accusation, berating, mocking, stuff like that. Just sit down and have a conversation. Don't let your emotions get the best of you and cloud your judgment. We don't have to agree. Just live and let live and agree to disagree. Wrong. I didn't hear anything from the FBI saying that there's no evidence of widespread voter fraud. Only former AG Barr from DOJ. Only former. But he was the eighth. You see what I'm talking about? Do y'all see what I'm talking about? Hello. Welcome back to the stream. Appreciate you. Former Chris Krebs said this was the most secure election in U.S. history, and then it turned out all major government agencies were hacked through SolarWinds under his wife. I'm in the middle of like painstakingly, Happy New Year to you as well. I'm in the middle of painstakingly trying to figure out like how these people exist on my earth. So we covered a lot of topics today. I'm sorry that you missed it. But it's all culminating in this guy repeating all the shit that Trump says like it's fact, while the guy who's commenting to him is debunking it and he's still going right along with it. And it's this thing about civil discourse. Who the fuck wants to have a civil discourse with somebody who doesn't even live in reality? Do you actually know the number of people Trump has pardoned? It's 94 last time I checked. Hey, you did not do your homework on the Flynn case. He was threatened by the FBI that if not plead guilty, they would persecute his son. That's a lie. There are notes and email from the FBI conspiring against Flynn, the 1-5 meeting in the White House about how to get Flynn. You have to watch all the hearings because these officials say one thing in the MSM, but under oath during that hearing contradict themselves. That's one way to talk about what just happened in the Republican-controlled Senate in Pennsylvania. Remember that even when Trump won in 2016, he alleged voter fraud too regarding the popular vote results. An investigation was opened into it, so Biden could also challenge states where he lost to, just like Trump if he wanted to. He should do that so that way we cover both red and blue states. So why not just have why have elections? Just vote whoever like has the most passionate fan base. Like that you're insane. You are nuts. You need help. Seek help. Take a nap. Smoke some weed. Do something. But seek help. Like, you cannot live in a state of denial this long and then, like, want people to listen to you in some type of civil way. Like, huh? I said the words. It works in a different sentence. You want to have civility in this world, but you living off of, like, what? What are you living off of? You're nuts. You're crazy. Like, it's the My Wife and Kids skit. You're acting like a nut. Like, yo. So my man Barry was coming with the facts, though. My man was hitting the facts. And I appreciate that I still have friends like this that exist. Because, like, if I didn't, bro, I'd be losing my head trying to repeat the same thing over and over again every single day. Especially on stream, having to pull up all of those, like, ideas off the top of my head. I couldn't do it. Absolutely. Oh, I didn't even realize it. He said it. I didn't even see this. Yes, it's going to spread, but health officials and experts from the CDC have data that shows wearing a mask can mitigate the spread. So, yeah, he couldn't stop the spread, but Trump politicized mask wearing and the effect. As you go, Barry, data from the CDC also shows that if the lockdown in April was... I'm going to start rapping this. Hold on. We're going to get some bars in here. If the lockdown in April was just 2 weeks longer, it would have made a big difference. But no, Congress didn't want to pass a stimulus large enough to allow people to stay home. As of today, over 350,000 Americans have died from the virus. These people clearly didn't live up to your Oh, he even said the line. Oh, I love this kid. Oh, thank you. As of today, over 350,000 Americans have died from the virus. Those people clearly didn't live up to your 99.9% survival rate. Talk your shit. Thank you. At least I'm not crazy in saying that. Again, to you, Blimber. Happy New Year to you as well. Yes, the Dems opposed the election in 2000, 2004, 2016, but we also saw Al Gore concede and not litigate this and use Congress to disenfranchise millions of votes. In 2016, only one member of the House objectified to certifying the results. Joe Biden was the presiding officer then, and he didn't give her argument light of day. Congress is not the rule of law. They were not created to decide elections, point blank. It violates state laws, too. Jimmy Carter said mail-in votes may lead to voter fraud, but what proof do they have once again? None. This is just cheer, their opinions. There's no evidence to prove that. There has been widespread voter fraud through mail-in ballots then and now. And yes, I watch C-SPAN. I am a public policy master's student. Yeah, I remember he went to college for that. Yeah, I know the Constitution and the law, and this is what I do for work. And I'm confirming to you that the objection will not change the inevitable. The House and the Senate have to agree to do that, and that isn't going to happen. Let's go. Absolutely. I agree that there's some things we can agree to disagree, but some things are much deeper than that and should not even be a debate. Why be a streamer when you could just read Facebook comments from smart people? Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I need in my life. I need more of that in my life. I need more of that in my life. All this talk of fraud is undermining democracy and people's confidence in voting, and I don't believe that is the intended outcome. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Trying to be quick with it. There you go. I love it. Did you forget that Dr. Fauci and Surgeon General Jerome Adams both early on said that you didn't need to wear a mask? Fauci is on record admitting that he lied about that in order to make sure that healthcare workers got them and to avoid public mask buying of masks. That's not a lie. That's straight up not a lie. That is a last resort. Americans are fucking stupid. We have to just tell them not to buy the shit so that way healthcare workers could buy it. Because if you told people outright, healthcare workers need it first. You do need a mask, but we need to make sure there's a stock supply for healthcare workers. People would have bought them on mass and not like so. Don't even bring up that shit. Oh, I love debunking this shit. Congress refused to pass stimulus because there was too much money in the packages. It would bail out states in the red. They couldn't agree on the amount and distribution. Can mitigate is the same as does mitigate. Can mitigate is not the same as will mitigate. It's not the same as does mitigate the spread of the virus. Even Fauci is on record saying that masks do not work like people think they do. Because he said that masks don't stop you from getting the virus. Masks stop you from spreading it if you're asymptomatic. And since you can't tell since you're asymptomatic, it's safer for everyone to do it as opposed to like just the sick. Trump downplayed it in order to avoid a mass panic, but still took divisive. Oh, the common line. I love this one. The common line. Like banning travel from China. And banning travel from Europe in March and April. While it's sad that 350, while it's sad, but look at the amount, the least amount of empathy that you have. The least amount of empathy that you have. While it's sad that 350,000 plus people have died, more than 16 million patients have survived the virus. It's math time with the Stooges.